Hey fam, you've been here before. Different person, different situation, the same feeling. The same dynamic that exhausted you last time somehow found you again. Maybe in a different relationship, maybe in a friendship, maybe in work, maybe even how you treat yourself. And you look back and think, how did I end up here again? I knew this pattern, I recognized it, and I still walked into it. Most people answer this question with shame. I'm broken, I'm naive, I never learn. But that's not what actually happening. What's happening is the most documented pattern studied in the entire human psychology. And once you understand it, not just intellectually, really understand it, you stop blaming yourself and start seeing the mechanism clearly enough to actually change it. I'm going to be honest about something I was not saying out loud for years through different relationships, different dynamics, different contexts.
Just say it.
I can't.
I kept finding myself in the situations where something felt familiar, not comfortable, familiar. There is a difference. Familiar can feel like home, even when home was painful. After my last relationship ended, a relationship I ended consciously, maturely, for real reasons. I understood. I started looking at the pattern underneath it, not just the relationship, the whole thread. What did I keep gravitating toward? What dynamic kept recreating itself? What feeling did I keep seeking out even when I said I didn't want it? And what was I found was flattering. But it was real. I was drawn to dynamics that was something familiar and what I believed about myself at a level deeper than my conscious mind. Not what I said I believed, what I actually believed about whether I deserve ease. About what love was supposed to feel like.
Yeah.
About whether safety was trustworthy or just the calm before something breaks. The discovery was really uncomfortable. It was also the beginning of something important. Freud called it repetition compulsion, the unconscious tendency to recreate familiar emotional dynamics, even painful ones, because the unconscious mind is not trying to hurt you. It was trying to master what was never resolved. Think about it this way. If you grew up in an environment where love came with conditions, where affections was unpredictable, where you had to earn safety, where closeness sometimes precedes pain, your nervous system learned a template. This is what relationships feels like. This is what love feels like. This is what being close to someone feels like. And when you meet someone new, your unconscious isn't asking, is this person good for me? It's asking, does this feel familiar? Familiar just equals safe, even familiar equals painful. Carl Jung took this further with attachment patterns. He argued that the relationships we are most powerfully drawn to are often the carriers of our unconscious material. The person who triggers you most intensely, who makes you feel things you can't expect or you can't explain them, who pulls you in even when you know where is better, is often holding a mirror to your shadow, to the parts of yourself you haven't integrated, the ones you have looked at directly. You are not choosing them despite the pain. On some level you're choosing them because of it, because that pain is pointing somewhere. And until you go there, you'll keep finding different faces for the same problem. Attachment theory adds another layer. Depending on how your early bonds were formed,
It is a lie. They know.
you developed a style of attaching to people. Secure, anxious, avoidant, disorganized. This style operates automatically. They run below conscious decision making. The anxious attached person gravitates toward people who keep them uncertain, because certainty feels unfamiliar, even threatening. The avoidant attached person pulls close, then pushes away, recreating the distance that felt safe. Neither pattern is choosing constantly. Both feel completely natural from the inside. Both keep recreating the same dynamic in new relationship with new faces. Here's the part most people resist. The relationship that hurts often feels like it's more real. The intensity, the push and pull, the high highs and high lows, the feeling that this person reaches parts that nobody else can. The intensity is often not love, it's activation. It's your nervous system recognizing a familiar pattern and flooding you with neurochemicals because something old is being touched. Calm, consistent, genuine, caring relationships can feel boring to someone whose nervous system learned that love equals intensity. Not because the calm relationship is inferior, because their baseline of what love feels like was set in the conditions of care. Oh my thumb. This is not your fault. You didn't set your own baseline. You inherited it, but you can change it slowly, with honesty, with real inner work, not by forcing yourself to choose differently before the pattern is understood, but by going to where the pattern was formed and doing the actual work there. So how does actual work looks like? First, map the pattern, not just the person. Stop asking, why did they hurt me? Start asking what dynamics kept recreating itself. What role do you keep playing? What feelings keep showing up? What does this relationship have in common? Not in the other person, in you. The map is inside you. The other person is just where you find it this time. The second, get curious about what familiar feels like. When something feels like home, ask whether the home was actually safe, because your nervous system can tell you the difference between familiar safe and familiar painful. Both register as known, both feel like belonging. And third, let safe feel safe. This is the harder than it sounds. If your nervous system learned that calm equals danger, the consistency means someone isn't passionate, the ease means the other shoe is about to drop, you will consciously disturb peace. Create a conflict where there isn't any. Test people who don't need to be tested. Learning to tolerate ease, to trust the consistency, to let safe actually feels like safety, that's the real work, and it takes time. I'm still learning this. I notice the pull towards familiar dynamics. I notice when intensity is trying to pass as depth. I notice when I'm about to choose the pattern instead of a person. And sometimes I catch it, but sometimes don't. But I catch it sooner. The goal isn't to become a person that never gets wrong. The goal is to keep shortening the time between the choice and the recognition, between the pattern and the awareness, between choosing the pain and understanding why. Because the day you stop choosing the people who hurt you doesn't look dramatic. It looks like a quiet moment where something familiar shows up, and for the first time you see it for what it is, and you choose something different. Tell me in comments what pattern you have noticed you repeating. You don't have to share details, but I'm really curious about it. And let's rise together. Subscribe, press like, and have a good flight fun.